Mothers, what special moment has forever strengthened the bond between you and your child? My son Brandon was 7 when the screaming started. At first, I thought it was just nightmares. Kids get those, right? But these weren't normal. He'd wake up at 2 a.m., absolutely losing it, saying there were monsters crawling inside the walls. His eyes would be wide open, but he wasn't really awake. I'd shake him gently and he'd snap out of it, confused and sweating. The pediatrician said it was night terrors. Totally normal. He'd grow out of it, except he didn't. They got worse. By month 3, Brandon was screaming so loud our neighbor Mrs. Kim called the cops thinking someone was getting murdered. I had to explain to 2 officers at midnight that my kid was just terrified of invisible monsters. They looked at me like I was a terrible mother who couldn't control her own child. I took him to 3 different doctors. Then a child psychologist named Dr. Brennan who had a waiting room full of toys and made Brandon draw pictures of his feelings. Nothing helped. They all said the same thing. He'll grow out of it. Just be patient. Keep a routine. But I wasn't sleeping. Brandon wasn't sleeping. He started falling asleep in class. His teacher, Miss Reynolds, sent home a note saying he seemed exhausted and distant. I felt like the worst mom alive. My sister Julie kept saying I was babying him, that I needed to just let him cry it out and he'd learn to deal with it. Easy for her to say. Her kids slept like rocks. One Thursday night around 1:45 a.m., Brandon started screaming again. I ran to his room and found him standing in the corner, staring at the wall, sobbing. I tried to calm him down, but he wouldn't move. He just kept saying they were inside the walls and they were waiting for him to fall asleep. I finally got him to calm down enough to leave his room, but when I tried to walk him back to bed an hour later, he grabbed my arm so hard it left marks. He sat down on the cold kitchen floor in his dinosaur pajamas and refused to move. His face was red and puffy from crying. He whispered, "They're waiting upstairs, Mom. I can't go back." I was exhausted, frustrated, angry at the world for not fixing this. But when I looked at his face, I saw real fear. Not the kind kids fake to get attention, the kind that makes your stomach hurt. So I grabbed the throw blanket from the couch, sat down next to him on the tile floor, and wrapped it around both of us. Brandon looked at me confused. "You're not mad?" "No, baby. I'm here. If you can't go upstairs, then we'll sleep here tonight." His eyes got watery again, but this time it wasn't from fear. We curled up together on that cold floor and somehow both fell asleep. The next night, he didn't want to go to his room again, so we slept on the kitchen floor again. I grabbed extra pillows this time. By day 4, my back was killing me, but Brandon seemed calmer. He wasn't screaming anymore. He was sleeping through the night for the first time in months. Julie came over that weekend and saw the setup. She thought I lost my mind. "Elise, you're teaching him it's okay to be afraid. You're making it worse." I didn't care what she thought anymore. I went to Target and bought a cheap camping tent, set it up right in the kitchen next to the fridge, put sleeping bags inside, made it cozy. Brandon's face lit up when he saw it. "We're camping? Every night if you want," I said. We slept in that tent for 2 weeks straight. Sometimes he'd talk about the monsters. Sometimes we'd just lie there in silence. I never once told him he was being ridiculous or that the monsters weren't real. I just listened. I believed him. Around week 3, Brandon said something that broke me. "Mom, do you think I'm crazy?" "Not even a little bit, but no one else sees them." "That doesn't mean you're wrong. Your brain sees things differently right now, but we'll figure it out together." After a month in the tent, something shifted. Brandon woke up one morning and said, "I think they're gone now." I didn't push it. We kept the tent up for another week just in case. Then he said he wanted to try sleeping in his bed again. I slept on his floor the first few nights, then in the hallway, then finally back in my own room. The night terrors stopped completely. Last month, Brandon turned 18. We were packing up his stuff for college and he found an old photo of that kitchen tent on my phone. He laughed. "I forgot about that. That was so weird. You remember why we did it?" He got quiet. "Yeah, the night terrors." I asked him something I'd always wondered. What made them stop? Was it the therapy? The routine changes? Brandon shook his head. "It was the tent, Mom. You didn't make me feel like I was broken or crazy. You just joined me. You didn't try to fix me. You just stayed." I started crying right there in his room surrounded by cardboard boxes.